Isn't this cute? My daughter got this from my sister when she went to Japan. It's a little geisha doll from the factory in Japan that makes them. It actually has her name in Japanese on the bottom of it. It says Brianna on the bottom of it. It's just so cute because it reminds me of my daughter. And she was pretty little when they brought it back for her. I don't know why I was looking at that, but I was looking at it this morning because it's cute. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody cares what you have to say, Sharon. Somebody told me that yesterday, and it's so true. Nobody cares what I have to say. Nobody cares what I have to say about most things. And I know, shocker, most of the time, nobody cares what you say either. Oh, ouch. Ego hurt, right? Not really. Everybody on this planet, every single one of us, are living our own life. We're having our own experience here. We're living our own lives, and that's our number one job. That's our number one reason for being, is living our own life and having our own experience and doing the best we can to get the most out of this life experience, create the experiences and the feelings and the things, whatever it is that we want to create. So yeah, someone told me, nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares. And I'm like, yep, you're right. Nobody cares. And it was actually like a social media hater. So I got a kick out of it. But then I met with my coach, one of my coaches, and she also told me, nobody cares what you think, because we were talking about one of my social media accounts. And I've known, I'm like so many other people. I'm a little older. Yeah. And I created my social media accounts over the years, kind of randomly and haphazardly. If somebody would say, hey, Twitter's really hot, you should check out Twitter and have a Twitter account. And I'm talking, I was one of the very first people to have a Twitter account. And then my dad was actually at Mayo in the hospital, and he was having open heart surgery. He had a quadruple bypass or triple bypass. I can't remember. He had lots of bypasses. And I didn't have anything to do while we were waiting for him to be in surgery and at the hospital and things. So I hopped on the computer and I went to my Twitter account. I just followed a whole bunch of people, like tens of thousands of people. And that was before they had the no follow limits. I'm actually probably partially responsible for them establishing the limit to how many people you could follow, because that account is still not allowed to follow anybody. It has to keep going down with people I'm following until I reach the limit. And I don't remember what the limit is. Maybe it's 5,000 people you can follow or something that they've made it. I don't know what it is because I don't go on there anymore because of that limit. I just went on there for the fun of it, and I wasn't really doing anything with it. So I didn't care. I didn't care about it at all. And I've just kind of let it go. But that's how I've created all my social media accounts. And I've never really done anything on purpose on them. And now that I'm streamlining and learning and coaching other people to do this, I figure I better do it myself. So ever since the beginning of this year, in a really bad way, I've wanted to continue to outsource and get help with my various social media accounts. So I finally got help with Instagram yesterday, because as part of a 30-day Supersize Your Business challenge, I am walking my talk. Instead of just helping people and sharing with them how and what to do to supersize your business through this process, through a 30-day process, I'm like, all right, well, if I'm teaching other people to do it and coaching them on how to do it, then I need to do it too myself. And I always am, but I picked one thing. The one thing that I'm using for my example throughout the whole series is attracting customers to my business through social media. And today was about continuous improvement, so I knew I needed to pick one and find an area that needed continuous improvement. Well, it wasn't hard, because every single one of my social media accounts needs improvement, massive improvement. I need, and probably a better, faster thing, but it's already in process because I was meeting with a photographer also yesterday, was streamlining and getting some decent pictures so that I have the same social media picture across all of my accounts. If you were to look me up on different platforms right now, I think I've probably got like 11, and I'm not sure if that's the right number, but I've got a lot, more than you should have, different pictures of me in different social media accounts. And sometimes because the thumbnail would be picked automatically from my computer somewhere, and I would just go with that. Other times because I liked a picture better, or, I think I've even got one with my granddaughter in it. I don't remember. But again, I don't remember. They weren't created with intention or on purpose. They were created at the time for whatever the reason was that I decided to hop on that platform. So nobody cares. Nobody cares about my Instagram, is what the feedback was yesterday. Because, and they asked me, the person that was coaching me on it asked me, well, who are you creating your content for? And I said, well, nobody. I just go on there and I randomly put a picture that I've taken, usually with some kind of a motivational saying or thought that pops into my head, or a question that pops into my head, and that's what I put on there. She's like, yeah. So we're now in the next few weeks, it's probably going to take me a while to get in the habit of it, but she's like, your content, number one, has to be geared toward and aimed at a particular group of people that you want to interact with. And then number two, it has to educate, inform, or motivate that group of people. It has to be for that group of people. What kind of things do they want to see? You know, a light bulb, hello, that's what I coach people on all the time, is who's your target audience, and are you speaking directly to them and their needs and their desires and their wants? And, you know, there was a prime example of where I was just not doing that. I was just, and, you know, I'm going to say yet, because I knew that I needed to be streamlining things and focusing on one thing. I've known that for a long time, but just like all other entrepreneurs, it's very hard for many of us to focus in on and hone in on one thing. But you will notice that all of the most successful people in any field, in any industry, and the reason we know of them in a field or industry is because they picked their one thing and they focused on that first. And then once they focused on that and got that just absolutely nailed, and were having massive success, or however they define that, in that area, then they might have moved on to other things. Think Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, for example, started out just with NLP, just helping people overcome fears and phobias. And once he nailed that and mastered that, now he still does that, but he also does a whole lot of other things. The guy's got, I don't remember how many different companies that he's involved in. I think maybe 5, maybe more now. Maybe it's 20. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's more than one, but he just started out with one thing. And every other entrepreneur, I mean, when we say different famous people's names, we immediately think of their brand or their company, because that is the one thing that they put their focus in, and everything was geared toward supporting and creating that. And I coach all my students to do that, and I drag them to that and force them to do that. Yet, here I was until the beginning of this year, not doing that as I went from my offline endeavors to my online endeavors. And as I'm bridging the gap for other people with their businesses to go online, again, focusing on the one thing. What is the one area? What is the one target audience, the one ideal client that you're going to talk to right now first? So going forward, my Instagram things will be geared toward my ideal client that's in my target audience. And I'm not going to say who that is, because I'm going to start doing it. And I invite you to check out my Instagram wait a week or so if you're not there yet, or watch me on my transition, because it's not going to be smooth. It's going to be hard. I'm going to forget. But hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I will transition that so that it's not a sharp contrast from my chaotic mess to focusing on my ideal client. But I think you'll be able to actually see a change in the tone and the direction of the things that I post there, because it will be geared toward that ideal person, aimed at educating, inspiring, and motivating that person to succeed in the area that I would, that they want to succeed in, but also to attract them to me and what it is that I do and how I help people. So that was a rant on nobody cares. And it wasn't even my nobody cares comment. It was somebody else had posted that they had a hater. And it was funny because it reminded me of my last hater. And I kind of look at haters now that if you're getting them, your people are noticing, they're paying attention. And I have not done a good job at all of streamlining and doing anything to get any attention. I'm kind of like the anti-attention person when it comes to the internet, which is fine if you don't want to actually make your online businesses work. But if you want to make your online businesses work, and if you want to take your offline business online, you need to be a master at garnering attention of the right people, the people that you want to reach. It's not massive attention like some of these sleazy things and the things that people do on their social media accounts to get negative attention. I think of it as negative attention, or I mean, and I'm not even going to go into the details of what I mean by that, but it's usually, just bizarre stuff that is like, makes you go, what? And then you think, I can't take that back. I already watched that. And you wished you hadn't watched it. Stuff like that. So and we all know we need to be more intentional and continually improve our processes. And so that's what I'm working on continuously. I'm always looking on ways to improve and get better at what I do, and both on a personal and on a business level, both from a life standpoint. I always want my life to be getting better and better and better, but I also want my businesses and the impact that I can have on other people to continue to get better and better and better. And that means doing what I teach people to do more often myself. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the coaching and the consulting and helping other people do it, but that doesn't give me any excuse to not be continually doing it for my own. Even if it's just in little bitty pieces at a time, I need to do that too. So, what are you up to today? What are you doing to move your business ahead or your life ahead in the direction that you want it to go? Guess what? People do care. People do love you. People do love me. People love us, and they want to see us get whatever it is we want in life. Know that there's always people rooting for you no matter what. So don't be offended by my saying nobody cares, because at least I care. If you need any help or I can ever help you in any way, go ahead and just message me. That's what I'm here for. Have an awesome day. I'll see you tomorrow with another What's She Up To Now.